Hello everybody. Today we're going to talk about making beads with an alternative material. You might know, you probably have seen it around. It's called wood. Okay, so wood is a great thing that you can use for jewelry because it's lightweight and you can make big bulky things that are light and it's pretty easy to work with. So we have all different types of wood in the studio for you to use. Some are easier to cut than others, some are more sturdy than others. So this is a really sturdy wood. However, it would be a lot harder to cut than something that is a little bit thinner. We have, something that's kind of in between. This is kind of a pretty simple piece to cut using your jewelry saw. And then these smaller pieces, which have actually been created by a machine, you can cut into these and manipulate them too. So if you wanted to take segments of this, you could potentially use that somehow to make beads. Some of the wood we have in the studio is super fragile. So this, you can even see I'm bending it. It feels more like styrofoam than wood. You could make really big things out of it because they're lightweight, but they are more fragile and the wood can snap as you're working. So thinking about what type of wood would really help you as you are creating your forms. So these are pieces that are in process for me. I'm thinking of having a necklace with some asymmetry to it. So I'd have beads that kind of slowly get smaller as they go up. Now, some of them, like for instance this one, I've already worked on cleaning up the edges. So a lot of times with wood, when you saw it, you'll get these really sharp edges. And then a simple thing you can do, just like we do at the edges of our metal, is taking and sanding it down just to make it a softer, smoother finish. So you can use coarse, you can work your way up to fine, but the idea is you can get a more wearable piece by continuing to sand it. The next step in the process would be going and drilling through your wood. So before you do any painting, you really want to take the time to put holes into the wood. It's easier to drill through wood because it is a softer material than metal, but you want to think about where you want those holes to go. So I put two that kind of go between my index fingers and my thumbs here so that I'd have a way to connect it on this side and a way to connect it on this side. Once you do your cutting, your sanding, your drilling, then you want to start thinking about color. So you have lots of options to choose from, everything from watercolor. We also have the Doc Martin dyes. The benefit of watercolor is you can still see the grain of the wood through. So if you like that look, you can keep it simple that way. You can use acrylic paint. So this, I kind of blended two colors together and got this like acrylic finish that's kind of teal-ish. We also have metallic colors, so if you wanted to connect to the metal theme, you can always add metallics to regular acrylic paint or keep it this specific color. And then lastly, it's nice to seal your pieces with what's called Mod Podge. So if you've never heard of this before, here it is, Mod Podge. It is a clear layer that gives a shiny finish and it makes your pieces sealed. So like if I wore these outside with just the paint on them and it was raining, they might bleed a little bit. But the Mod Podge seals it up. It gives it a shiny coat that kind of finishes it off nicely. So those are some basics with working with wood. It really just takes a little practice and planning, but we've got lots of wood to choose from. If you choose this way to make your beads, think it through, have fun, and I can't wait to see your results.